Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and this is the second video for Visions of Sugar Plums in July 2019. If you want to see the first video, I'll have it linked below. Today I've got 3 projects featuring these darling Woodland Snowglobe stamps from Flora and Fauna. It includes the stamp set and the dies, and also this little mini stamp set here that has the little tiny snow globe and the little polar bear. Adorable. All right, so let's take a look at these fun snow globes and the projects that go with them. I've got a card and a gift bag, but I've also got a cute little gift card holder. Now, these bags are made relatively the same, but the gift card holder has a fun little mechanism to keep the gift card safely in its little bag until you're ready for your recipient to pull it out. All right, so let's start with the card. The other item featured on the card is a very wonderful Gingham Background stamp from Concord and 9th. You not only get the gingham stamp, but you also get this fun little dotted line pattern as well that you can either add or not add to your gingham background. So you can come up with some really cool things with these stamps. The card is 3.5 by 4 3/4 and is 120-pound cardstock. I'm going to use my stamp platform to stamp the gingham background onto the card base. I'm also going to use just a little background paper there to keep my stamp platform clean. And I'm going to place the stamp so that I have a bottom portion that's open for the sentiment. That I'm using on this is fresh ink called Pink Lemonade. I wanted the dotted lines to fall in the white areas and the points to be kind of in the middle so they can meet up with each other. And I'm using, let's see, what is this? Hollyhock, Simon Says Stamp Hollyhock's ink for the dotted lines. I'm going to add the sentiment, and it is Christmas Wishes from the Woodland Snowglobe Set. And it's with Blue Jay, Simon Says stamp. Okay, so that's all to the background of this card. So we can go ahead and get rid of this. I'm going to go over in a minute how I colored the snow globes. Basically, they're all colored the same except for a slight difference that I'll show, and also the colors are different. If you want a complete list of the Copics for each project, you can find that on my blog. So the last thing to do here is to glue on. Whoops, if I can get some glue out. Oh, there we go. Okay. Glue on the snow globe. And we have a pretty little Christmas card. And I love that little reindeer. He's so cute. All right, so there's our first project. Let's go on to the bags. Okay, before we get started on the bags, let's look at the snow globes themselves. You can see that These are basically colored the same, except for I left a little snow area here, and I'll show how I did that in a minute. And this is, of course, darker color blue. This is blues, and these are blue greens. And the little one is done the same as this one, except I've used a lighter set of Copics on this. And remember, the Copics will be on my blog per project, so you can take a look at that. The blues on this one are, let's see, I used a B00, a B05, a B24, and a B29. Okay. And I just started from the bottom, doing layers of color, and you'll see that when I do this one here in just a second. All right, so I've already stamped a snow globe on Express It cardstock with Memento ink, and gone ahead and colored in the bottom just for time. It was just a pink, R30, I think. And then I also stamped a snow globe on Simon Says Stamp masking paper, and I drew a little line there in pencil where I kind of want the snow to be. So I'm going to cut this out and apply it, and then start coloring with the Copics, laying on color. These are the blue greens, the BGs, and again, there'll be a complete list on my blog of all the colors. Stripey, but it will settle down as it dries and will blend together a little bit better. All right, so then I just added the trees and the little polar bear. So I'll do that real quick. And I noticed that I had a little bit of bleeding, so I'm going to kind of try to straighten that out just a little bit. Probably will be hidden by the trees and the polar bear, but anyway, we'll try to make it look a little bit better. My jelly roll pen to make some snowflakes. Okay, so I've got the little snow globe cut out, and let's go take a look at the bags next. This is my go-to bag. I make this bag a lot. I've had a previous video on it. It is so useful. I love it. I make this bag all the time. So let's start by looking at this one, and then we'll look at how to turn it in smaller and also into a gift card holder. The paper for this one, you'll want to cut it 6.5 by 11, and actually my paper is a little bit shorter than that because I printed this onto 28-pound hammermill copy paper, which I love for this project. It's slick and it's also a little thicker than regular copy paper, and it's lovely. It's just my favorite for making this bag. So 6.5 by about 10 3/4. It can be 11 as well. It's still a nice pleasing shape. And then I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches, and do the exact same thing on the other long side. 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5. These are going to form the gussets in the side, and that way you can get a little bit more in these bags than you would normally be able to if they were just you know, folded over without the gusset. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is fold this in half, and then I'm going to cut away on the bottom half. I'm going to cut away the scores that I just made. To fold the scores, and it's almost like a Z fold. I'm going to fold first into the inside, or like a fan, I guess, and then I'm going to fold back and then fold over again. I'm going to do that on both sides, and then I'm going to trim off just a little bit at an angle at the top and at the bottom so that there will be less bulk when I'm ready to glue this bag together. Little bag. Okay, for decorative purposes you can use decorative scissors and trim off the top, which I like to do. Okay. And further decorations on the bag we just did, took the little snow globe that we just made and punched a hole in the top. And just made a twine bow. This is 2 layers of snowflakes on the top and 2 layers of snowflakes on the back, and then a little tiny snowflake in a sequin. And then it's all hot glued here and hot glued there. And then I stamped Let It Snow from the Woodland Snowglobe Flora Fauna set. So that's all for the gift bag, and it's wonderful. It's just so fun. I love it. All right, now for the gift card holder, here's what I've been talking about. This says pull, and when you pull, this whole section comes up, and your gift card is inside the ribbon. So the ribbon's on top, it ties it in, and it keeps the gift card safe. It's really a cool thing. Let me show you how this works. All right, so I'll take the gift card out. We're gonna need that here in a minute. Now, if you want to make a smaller gift bag and you have a particular thing that you want to fit in there, then all you have to do is measure across your item, this being a little less than 2.5, so I made it 2.5 inches so that I would have room to slip the gift card in. And then, instead of doing 1/2 inch scores for the gusset, I did 1/4 inch because this is small, but 1/4 inch will also give me enough room if I want to slip in 2 or 3 gift cards. So this could be an even better gift than what you thought. All right, so to do for a gift card, this is 3 3/4 by 7. And on the long side, we're going to score at 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch, and then turn it and do the exact same thing on the other long side. 1/4 inch, oops, goodness, yikes. Okay, let's get that in place. Let's try that again. 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch. All right, Now we're basically going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to fold this in half. And on the bottom portion, I'm going to cut off the scores that we just did. Now to make the fun part for the gift certificate. You're going to hole punch through both layers of the gift bag. And I'm going to use the big side. And you don't have to use ribbon. If you want to do it for a guy and you want it to look less frilly, you can certainly do that. Take your gift card, and it can be twine or ribbon. And you want enough ribbon to go all the way around. And then you don't have to tie it in a bow either. You could, you know, tie some twine around it right here and just have, you know, some scraggly things up here. Or you can tie it in a bow, which I kind of decided to do. Now, a long time ago, you know, a few years, we used to use this as a candy bar slide. And you can certainly do that too. You would just probably need to make this a little longer and maybe a little wider, and you would have the exact same thing. Okay, so you're gonna take your ribbon or your twine or whatever you've decided to use, and you're going to put it through both layers of your little bag. Okay, then you're going to take your gift card and you're going to put it on top of the ribbon, right inside the gift card, and push it down. So the ribbon is now on both sides of the gift card, so that when you pull out the ribbon, it will all pull up on the ribbon. It will also pull out the gift card. And then you can decorate it however you want to. I took my little tiny cute little globe, snow globe, and I couldn't find my pull stamp, so I had to do this on the computer. But you could do it either way you want to, and you don't necessarily have to have anything that says pull. I mean, if you're going to be standing right there with your gift recipient, you can tell them how to do it. I'm going to thread this twine through just on the top layer underneath the ribbon. And then I've got a little scraggly edge there and cut off. And then I'm going to just thread it through my two items. I'm going to put one on the bottom and the other on the top. And then just tie them together. And since they're attached to the ribbon, they will also pull up as you take out the gift card. Okay, I might need to work on that bow a little bit, but you get the idea. You grab it right here and pull it up. Yeah, yay! And it keeps it all perfectly safe in there until your recipient pulls it out. The only other thing I did on the other one was to put there's Snow One Like You at the bottom, and that was from the Winter Wonderland stamps from Pretty Pink Posh. And let's see, I also stamped some snowflakes on there. So just a little bit more decoration. Let's see, I think that does it. We've got a treat bag, a gift card holder, and a little card featuring the snow globes from Flora and Fauna. Thank you for joining me. This is the second day for Visions of Sugar Plums. link to the link to my blog post will be there at the bottom, and you can find the challenge and the prizes and all of those kinds of things. So you can always find me at shoo-shoo-paperart.com.